You turn on your Hisense TV, it clearly says connected to Wi-Fi. But YouTube does not open, Netflix keeps spinning, other apps show no internet. At the same time, your phone works fine, your laptop loads websites normally. This is where most users get confused. They think the TV is broken or the internet is slow. In real technician work, this pattern points to a network negotiation failure, not a speed problem. Here's the key thing you need to understand early. Wi-Fi connected does not mean internet access is working correctly. It only means the TV has joined the router. After that, the TV must talk to DNS servers, streaming servers, and background services. If any of those steps fail, apps will not load, even though Wi-Fi looks fine. In workshops, this exact issue is extremely common with Hisense smart TVs, especially after router changes, firmware updates, power cuts, or ISP maintenance. Many users make the same mistake. They factory reset immediately. They change random settings. They even replace routers without testing properly. Safety warning before we start. Do not unplug cables forcefully. Do not reset the TV yet. And do not change router settings blindly. A wrong step can create new problems and waste time. In this video, you will follow the same step-by-step logic a repair technician uses. You will learn why the problem happens, not just how to click buttons. This saves money and avoids unnecessary repairs. In the next section, I will quickly explain who this channel is for and why technician-style troubleshooting works better than internet hacks. Before we touch any settings, you need to understand the mindset behind this guide. This is Tech Vibes, a repair and tech education channel focused on real-world troubleshooting. Not shortcuts, not fake one-click fixes, not risky tricks copied from random comments. In real technician work, the goal is not to fix the device fast. The goal is to fix it correctly so the problem does not return. That is why this video follows a logical repair order, the same one used during home service calls and workshop diagnostics. When a Hisense TV is connected to Wi-Fi but shows no internet, technicians do not guess. They isolate the problem step by step. They check power behavior first, then network negotiation, then DNS, then router security. Only at the end do they consider reset or hardware failure. Another important promise in this video: no hacks, no unsafe settings, no hidden developer menus, no modified apps. Those methods can damage the TV software or block future updates. Safety matters. Smart TVs run on continuous power. Wrong resets, unstable power, or forced updates can corrupt firmware. That is why you will see warnings before risky steps. You will also notice the language is simple, but the logic is professional. Every fix has a reason. Every step tells you what the result means. If something works, you know why. If it fails, you know where to go next. By the end of this guide, you will be able to answer one important question yourself. Is this a simple network setup issue? Or is it a router, ISP, or TV hardware problem? This knowledge saves money. It also tells you when to stop troubleshooting and call a professional instead of wasting hours. In the next section, we will break down how a Hisense TV actually connects to the internet. 3. Understanding Hisense TV network behavior and why connected does not mean online. This section is where most confusion gets cleared. A Hisense TV connects to the internet very differently than your phone or laptop. Understanding this difference is critical if you want a permanent fix. When your Hisense TV connects to Wi-Fi, the first thing it does is request an IP address from the router. If the router gives an IP address, the TV proudly shows connected to Wi-Fi. But this is only step 1. It does not mean the TV can actually reach the internet. After getting an IP address, the TV must do 3 more things. It must contact DNS servers, it must reach Hisense and app servers, and it must keep a stable background connection for streaming apps. If any of these steps fail, apps will not load. YouTube will spin forever. Netflix will show an error, and the TV will still claim it is connected. Here is a real technician example. Your phone works because phones are forgiving. They cache DNS results. They retry connections silently. They even switch network paths automatically. A smart TV does none of that. It expects clean, stable responses from the router and the internet. If DNS responds late, the TV gives up. If packets drop, apps freeze. This is why speed tests on your phone prove nothing. Streaming TVs care more about stability, not raw speed. 5 megabits per second stable is better than 50 megabits per second with packet loss. Another common mistake. Users assume the TV is broken because apps fail. In reality, the TV is correctly reporting a deeper network issue. Once you understand this behavior, the fixes stop feeling random. Power cycling clears failed handshakes. Band switching reduces interference. DNS changes fix server lookup failures. In the next section, we will begin real repair work with the most ignored but most effective fix. A proper power cycle, done the technician way, not the remote control way. 4. Proper power cycle and correct boot order that clears handshake errors. This step fixes more Hisense TV internet problems than any setting change. And it is also the step most users do incorrectly. Turning the TV off with the remote is not a full restart. Putting the TV in standby keeps memory and network processes running. If those processes are stuck, the TV will stay connected to Wi-Fi but fail to reach the internet. A proper power cycle forces every device to start fresh. It clears cached network errors, broken handshakes, and frozen background services. Start with safety. Use dry hands. Do not pull cables by force. If any plug feels hot, wait until it cools down. Now follow this exact order. First, turn off the Hisense TV and unplug the power cable from the wall. Second, unplug the router. Third, unplug the modem if you have a separate modem. Now wait exactly 60 seconds. This wait is critical. Routers and smart TVs store temporary data in memory chips. If you reconnect too quickly, the same errors return. After 60 seconds, plug devices back in using this order. First, plug in the modem. Wait until all internet lights are stable. Second, plug in the router. Wait until Wi-Fi lights stop flashing rapidly. Third, plug in the Hisense TV power cable. This boot order matters. The modem must establish internet first. The router must then build routing and DNS tables. The TV must connect last so it receives correct network information. Technician tip: do not open any apps during startup. Wait until the TV fully loads the home screen, then test YouTube or Netflix once. Common mistake. Users open apps while the router is still booting. This creates new handshake errors immediately. If apps now load, the issue was a temporary network lock. If the problem remains, the cause is not power related. In the next section, we will examine Wi-Fi band and frequency mismatch, which silently breaks internet access on many Hisense TVs. 5. Wi-Fi band and frequency mismatch, 2.4 GHz versus 5 GHz. This section explains a problem technicians see every single week with smart TVs. Wi-Fi band mismatch. The TV says connected, but apps cannot reach the internet reliably. Most modern routers broadcast two Wi-Fi bands, 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz. 2.4 GHz travels farther, but it is slow and crowded. It shares space with Bluetooth, microwave ovens, cordless phones, and even neighbors' routers. 5 GHz is much faster and cleaner, but its range is shorter. Here is the critical technician insight. Many routers use the same network name for both bands. Your phone switches bands automatically and intelligently. A Hisense TV often cannot. What happens next is subtle. The TV connects to 2.4 GHz. It shows connected to Wi-Fi, but interference causes packet loss. DNS requests fail. Streaming apps time out. This is why internet works on your phone, but not on the TV. The phone adapts. The TV expects stability. The correct fix is to remove confusion. Log into your router settings. Create two separate network names. One for 2.4 GHz, one for 5 GHz. Now reconnect the Hisense TV to the 5 GHz network, if signal strength allows. Make sure the router is in the same room or close by. If 5 GHz signal is weak, do not force it. Stability is more important than speed. Common mistake. Users switch the phone to 5 GHz but forget the TV is still saved on the old network. Always remove the old network from the TV first. Then reconnect cleanly. Technician warning. If your router is far away, 5 GHz may drop. In that case, improve router placement before changing bands. After fixing the band mismatch, test apps again. If apps still show no internet, then the signal is stable but the network path is failing. In the next section, we will diagnose DNS and network configuration issues, which are one of the most common hidden causes of this problem. 6 DNS and network configuration issues, including router-level DNS changes. This section explains one of the most misunderstood causes of Hisense TV showing connected to Wi-Fi but no internet. DNS problems. DNS stands for Domain Name System. In simple terms, DNS converts names like YouTube, Netflix, or Google into server addresses the TV can reach. Here's a real workshop scenario. Your Hisense TV connects to Wi-Fi successfully. The router gives it an IP address. But when the TV asks, "Where is YouTube?" the DNS server does not answer correctly. Result: apps spin forever or say no internet. Why does your phone still work? Phones cache DNS results. Phones retry silently. Smart TVs do not. A Hisense TV sends a request once, waits briefly, and then fails. This problem is extremely common with ISP-provided routers. Their default DNS servers are often overloaded, slow, or filtered. They work fine for phones, but not for streaming devices that require fast and stable DNS responses. The technician fix is done at the router level, not the TV level. Follow these steps carefully. Go to your router settings using a phone or computer. Find Internet settings or WAN settings. Look for DNS settings. Change DNS from automatic to manual. Now enter these values slowly and carefully. Primary DNS, 8888. Secondary DNS, 8844. Double check every digit. One wrong number breaks internet for all devices. Save settings. Restart the router fully. Do not skip the restart. Technician tip: changing DNS only on the TV sometimes works, but router level DNS is cleaner and more reliable. Common mistake: users change DNS and test immediately without rebooting the router. Old DNS entries remain active until restart. After reboot, open YouTube or Netflix again. If apps now load, you have confirmed a DNS level fault. If the issue remains, the network may be blocking traffic internally. In the next section, we will look at router security features like AP isolation, guest networks, and firewalls, which silently block smart TVs even on fast connections. 7 router security blocks, guest network mistakes, and AP isolation and multicast limits. At this stage, many users say something like this: "My internet is fast. My phone works, so the router cannot be the problem." As a technician, this is where I often find the real cause. Router security features. They are designed to protect you, but they often break smart TVs silently. Let us start with AP isolation, also called client isolation. When AP isolation is enabled, devices on the same Wi-Fi network cannot talk to each other. Your phone may access the internet. Your Hisense TV may access the internet partially, but background services, discovery traffic, and streaming handshakes fail. Smart TVs depend on multicast traffic. This traffic helps apps discover servers and maintain stable sessions. AP isolation blocks this traffic. The result is apps loading endlessly or reporting no internet. Next is the guest network mistake. Guest networks are intentionally limited. They block device-to-device communication. They restrict background ports. If your Hisense TV is connected to a guest network, it may show connected but fail to stream. Now, check firewall settings. Many routers use aggressive firewall presets. They block unknown background traffic by default. Streaming services rely on background connections that look suspicious to firewalls. Technician safe testing method. Log into your router. Go to advanced settings. Find AP isolation. Make sure it is disabled on your main network. Check which network the TV is using. Confirm it is not a guest network. Now locate firewall or security level settings. Temporarily lower the security level from high to medium. This is a test step only. Do not disable protection permanently. Another critical setting is UPnP, which stands for Universal Plug and Play. UPnP allows the TV to open temporary ports safely. If UPnP is disabled, streaming can fail silently. After making these changes, restart the router, then restart the TV. Test apps again. If apps now work, you have confirmed a router security conflict. If not, the issue is not routing or firewall related. In the next section, we will check Hisense TV firmware and app compatibility, because outdated software can break internet access even when the network is perfect. 8 Hisense TV firmware and smart TV app compatibility checks and update logic. At this point in technician troubleshooting, when power, Wi-Fi band, DNS, and router security are all verified, software compatibility becomes the next suspect. Hisense smart TVs rely heavily on system firmware and app-level updates to maintain stable internet communication. Here is how problems usually start. The TV updates partially. Or the TV missed updates because internet was unstable earlier. Now the TV connects to Wi-Fi but fails to communicate properly with app servers. There are two different updates you must understand: system firmware updates and App Store updates. System firmware controls network drivers, security certificates, and background services. If firmware is outdated, apps may fail even if they are updated. App updates control how YouTube, Netflix, and other apps talk to servers. If apps are outdated, they may reject the TV's connection. Technician rule: always update system firmware first, then update apps. Follow these steps carefully. Go to Settings, then go to Support, then go to System Update, then select Check for updates. Keep the TV connected to power during the update. Do not turn it off. Do not unplug it. Safety warning: interrupting a firmware update can corrupt the TV software permanently. After firmware update completes, restart the TV fully. Then go to the App Store. Update YouTube, Netflix, and any other streaming apps. Common mistake: users update apps but skip system firmware. This creates compatibility issues and internet errors. Another real-world issue: if the TV shows update failed repeatedly, it usually means the connection is unstable. This often traces back to DNS or router issues you already checked earlier. After all updates, test apps again. If apps now load, the issue was software compatibility. If the problem continues, software is no longer the cause. In the next section, we will discuss factory reset, when it is truly necessary, and how to do it safely without repeating the same setup mistakes. 9 factory reset decision rules and safe setup steps without repeating mistakes. A factory reset is a tool, not a solution by default. In technician work, a reset is used only after all network-level causes are ruled out. If you reset too early, you often hide the real problem and it comes back later. You should consider a factory reset only if all of these are true. The Hisense TV still shows connected to Wi-Fi but no internet. Power cycle did not help. Wi-Fi band and DNS are correct. Router security and firmware updates are already checked. Now understand the difference between resets. A soft reset is simply restarting the TV. A full factory reset erases network settings, apps, and cached system data. Technician rule: do not perform multiple resets. One clean reset is better than 5 rushed ones. Follow these steps carefully. Go to Settings, then go to Device Preferences or System, then go to Reset or Factory Reset. Confirm the reset and wait. Do not unplug the TV during reset, let it complete fully. After reset, do not rush setup. This is where most users repeat mistakes. Before starting setup, make sure your router is fully stable. Confirm Wi-Fi band choice. Have your network password ready. Now start setup. Connect the TV to the correct network. Do not use guest network. Do not restore old backups immediately. After setup finishes, test internet before installing apps. Open the browser or system connection test if available. Only after confirming internet works, install YouTube and Netflix. Common mistake: users install apps first, then test internet. This hides setup errors. If the TV still fails after a clean reset and careful setup, the issue is no longer software corruption. It points to external network limitations or hardware aging. In the next section, we will perform final diagnosis and talk about permanent fixes. Final diagnosis and permanent fix options, router placement, hardware aging, and when to stop and call a pro. At this final stage, you are no longer troubleshooting blindly. You are diagnosing like a technician. If your Hisense TV is still connected to Wi-Fi but shows no internet after all previous steps, only real hardware and infrastructure causes remain. First, check router placement and signal quality. Smart TVs are sensitive to packet loss. If your router is placed behind a wall, inside a cabinet, or close to metal objects, the signal may look strong but behave unstable. Move the router into an open area. Keep it elevated. Avoid placing it behind the TV or near speakers and soundbars. Second, test wired connection if possible. Use a LAN cable. Connect it directly from the router to the TV. If the internet works perfectly on LAN, your issue is confirmed as a Wi-Fi stability problem. This is one of the most powerful technician tests. Third, consider router hardware age. Older routers struggle with modern smart TV encryption, DNS load, and background streaming traffic. They may connect devices but fail under sustained load. If your router is more than 4 to 5 years old, replacement is often more effective than endless troubleshooting. Fourth, understand ISP-level filtering or routing problems. Some internet providers block or mishandle streaming traffic. This is common on shared connections, community networks, and low-cost plans. In such cases, no TV setting will permanently fix the issue. Fifth, recognize Hisense TV hardware failure signs. Repeated network drops on multiple networks, overheating near the network board area. Internet failing even on wired connection. These signs indicate internal network chip degradation. Technician advice: do not overspend time and money. If the TV fails on multiple known good networks, professional service or replacement is the smart decision. Also, stop immediately if you smell burning or feel excessive heat. Let us close this the same way a real technician closes a service job. If your Hisense TV is connected to Wi-Fi but no internet, always follow this order. Power cycle first, then check Wi-Fi band, then DNS, then router security, then firmware. Reset only once and only at the end. This logical order saves time, money, and frustration. It also tells you clearly when the problem is not the TV at all. If this guide helped you, support the work, like the video. Share it with someone facing the same issue, and subscribe to the Tech Vibes channel for real-world repair education. If your problem is still not solved, comment below with your router model, internet type, and Hisense TV model. Those details help create better repair guides.